Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 11th meeting of the Infrastructure and Corporate Services Committee. I'll start with the land acknowledgement. The City of London is situated on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabeg, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawandaron. We honor and respect the history, languages, and culture of the diverse Indigenous people who call this territory home. The City of London is currently home to many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit today. As representatives of the people of the City of London, we are grateful to have the opportunity to work and live in this territory. The City of London is committed to making every effort to provide alternate formats of communication support for meetings upon request. To make a specific request specific to this meeting, please contact icsc@london.ca or 519-661-2489, extension 2425. I'll look to members of committee for any disclosures of pecuniary interest. Councillor Van Meerbergen.
Thank you. I'd like to disclose a pecuniary interest, 2.10, Part D, I believe it is, which refers to childcare, as my wife operates her own childcare operation. Do I need to declare a conflict on the whole thing, or can I do it on just Part D?
Just a moment, I'll ask the clerk.
It's the amending agreement, which lists childcare as part of it, but I think it's, in the actual motion, it's a Part D, I believe. I'm happy to declare the whole thing, but because there's several sections, there's Ontario Works, land ambulance.
And childcare. Okay. Thank you. We'll separate the votes out for that matter so that you can declare your conflict on Part D. Okay, thank you. So for now, we'll move on to item 2, which is consent, seeing no other pecuniary interests. We'll deal with 2.10 separately, but just looking to members of committee if there are any other items they'd like separate. Okay, seeing none, I'll look to committee to craft a motion for items 2.1 through 2.9, then we'll begin discussion. Councillor Hopkins, Councillor Van Meerbergen, and I know Councillor Purble, you've indicated you have some questions for 2.1 and 2.7. You may go ahead.
Thank you, and through the chair to the staff, I'll start with 2.1. I have actually additional questions for 2 other points. But in terms of the 2.1, the agreement that is in front of us regarding the attendance software. My question is, we are paying for 5 years starting now, but current support is till March 2027. So what is the reason why we are already doing it now if the support is still till 2027?
Thank you. I'll go to Mr. Ennett.
Thank you, and through the chair. So when we sign the new agreement, what's before you today, our existing contract with Kronos comes to an end. So we would not be paying for 2 contracts.
Councillor?
Okay, thank you for that follow-up. Well, currently in front of us is $340,000 per year. Under the existing one, which is going to end, how much did we pay per year for the current one?
Mr. Ennett?
Thank you, through the chair. I don't have the exact figures in front of me, though the rates would have been relatively similar to what we are currently paying. But I can look into that and get back.
If you could, I would appreciate that. I was just curious if it would be lower, then why don't we let it run out till the end and then negotiate this from year 3 from now? So that was the only question. If it's the same or similar, it makes no difference, but if it is higher, then I think that we should negotiate for lower rate. But please do give me the amount. Thank you. And the other question I have, such companies, they charge per number of employees. I know we are basing this contract on 5,000. And my question is this really the number that we currently have? Because I was always under the impression we are kind of under 3.5. Thank you.
Mr. Allen?
Thank you, through the chair. So the numbers of licenses identified in the report includes full-time and part-time permanent city staff, all LPS staff, and a factor to address the variability of seasonal work. So seasonal employees that would be with us, say, in the summer months.
Counselor?
Thank you for that. You mentioned LPS charge. Do we do a charge out for those two LPS, or do we pick up the costs as City Hall?
Mr. Annett?
Thank you, through the chair. It's a good question. I would have to confirm and get back.
So thank you, and if you can please get back to me regarding the price for the last 2 years and also with the LPS, if we do a charge out to their organization. Thank you for that follow-up. Oh, sorry, additional one on 2.4, and that's the funding for Upper Thames. Through the chair to the staff, I just have a question. It says estimated of total project cost and City of London's share of non-funded costs. My question is, who pays for the other share that's not funded by City of London?
Ms. Ramloo?
Thank you. Through the chair, this is a city share. The other shares are the other municipalities that contributed to the Upper Thames Conservation Authority's budget.
Thank you. So for me to have the understanding, I sit on the board of the Kettle Creek, there is certain percentages. So for Upper Thames, it would work the same way. Is that correct?
Thank you. Through the chair, that's correct.
Counselor?
Thank you very much. Through the chair, 2.5. And regarding the 2.5, and I actually mentioned it this during the meeting last week when we talked about the budget. Last summer, the Premier Ford was here together with Minister Flagg, $23 million infrastructure for downtown sewers. Is this part of it or no? This is an additional, because the description is pretty similar, enlarging the sewer capacity for downtown.
Ms. Ramloo?
Thank you. Through the chair, this is that project that we were awarded the money for last summer. And we are now moving into construction and awarding the contract.
Counselor Purple?
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. And I have one more, sorry, 2.7. And I have a few questions regarding this. There are, in this list, we have a price that we charge for different parks, different rates. And through the chair, my question is, there are some that are not specifically identified. The ones that are not specifically identified, does that mean that they go to the price, kind of the bulk one? What is the first one, which is for 4.99 acres, 325,000, 5+ acres, 300,000. So I just want to make sure if it's not specifically identified, if it goes with this rate per acre.
Mr. Warner?
Yes, through the chair, yes, you are correct. That is how that works for those prices.
Perfect, thank you for that. And question, if someone wanted to make a purchase and it is not, they would offer less than this, but is a potential crucial piece of puzzle for us as a municipality. Will the staff, because again, the staff based on this, I assume that cannot negotiate lower pricing. Please confirm that. And if it, would the staff come back to us not to lose this opportunity and say, this is a key piece of the puzzle, we need them, but they are not willing to pay this much? Thank you.
Mr. Warner?
Yes, through the chair. So historically, we have actually brought to council unsolicited offers that are less than what the council approved price is. And in some instances, we were not able to justify and recommend it. And in others, we were able to with a business case and a legal opinion. So if there is an opportunity that's very important, that would generate extremely high employment and would fit a target industry, we could ask council to permission to negotiate.
Counselor?
Thank you for that, and I had a discussion prior, and I would like to receive those, the other comparative analysis with the DC charges. Thank you.
Thank you. Looking to other members, Counselor Hopkins, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to staff for the agenda. It's really good to see some of these big projects come forward here too. So I can imagine there's a lot of work that goes into these recommendations, but the flood protection on Adelaide is really a great project, opening up services to potential residential homes, and as well as the London Downtown Sewer Capacity Expansion Project. That's another biggie, and I'm sure it's quite a large project. I do have a question on the Anguish Drain, which is the embankment stabilization in Lambeth. That's the area that I represent. I know that's coming to us in 2026. I know we're just going through a lot of construction along Colonel Talbot. What can we expect with this project going forward next year? And in particular, if there are going to be detours, if we can sort of be able to get that information out to the community. Through you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I'll go to Ms. Ramalou on our infamous Anguish Drain.
Thank you. Through the chair, yes, we recognize Colonel Talbot has had a lot of disruption. Fortunately for this project, the works are really off of the roadway, so we do not anticipate any significant delays or disruption.
Counselor?
Yeah, pretty good. That's great. Great to hear that. We are declaring some surplus lands into areas in Lambeth as well. And I have a question around the 47 Outer Drive surplus. As we undertake to sell this property that no longer is useful to the city, are there going to be, will there be services provided to this lot when we sell it? I wasn't sure. I know it's right in the middle of a number of residential homes, but just wanted to know a little bit more about the surplus of these lands. This is the one on Outer Drive as well.
I'll go to Mr. Warner whenever you're ready.
Thank you through the chair and for the question. I'm not 100% sure. I was under the assumption that it is fully serviced, but we can get back to that detail for you before council because we will need to know that when we do the marketing of it.
Counselor?
Yeah, good to know. I know sometimes residents do reach out and want to know a little bit more about some lands, and it would be good information to share. I would think that they can hook into it, but sometimes these things don't work out the way they plan to, and servicing, obviously, if it's going to be developed, there needs to be servicing there. So I would appreciate that information. Thank you. And maybe a comment to 2.6, which is the procurement of goods and service policy update. Lots of changes going on there, which are good. I'd like to know a little bit about limited tendering, and obviously I understand limited tendering, but as it relates to the appropriate exemptions when justified. So wanting to know a little bit more when we would use limited tendering. Through you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I'll go to Ms. Aurora.
Thank you, through the chair. The terminology of single source, sole source, and direct award has been changed to limited tendering, where as per the policy, if limited competition is available, or as per the policy, if 3 quotations are required and then the market is capable only for less than 3 quotations, or if open tendering is required and then the market is not we don't have enough suppliers in the market, that's when the limited tendering is used. Is the terminology has been aligned with the trade agreements and has been put so that we can have the documentation and all the exemptions listed in limited tendering, Section 13 of the updated policy, has been designed as per the trade agreement exemptions which are available.
Councillor Hopkins?
Yeah, thank you for that. And maybe just a last comment, good to see that we're going to try to reach out to Canadian companies as well. So it's good to see that. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Looking to other members of committee for any other questions? Okay, seeing none, if you'll permit me to make a comment and ask a question from the chair. I did have a question regarding the updates to the procurement policy. I'm just wondering if staff might be able to help me better understand and outline for those on committee just any of the changes within the delegated authority amounts for city staff, or how those changes are impacted with things like construction versus goods and services versus limited tender, et cetera.
Thank you through the chair. So now we have tiered level of delegation of authority. So your low dollar value procurement is now changed from 0 to 15,000 to 0 to 30,000. That is in line with other peer municipalities and public sector. Then we have invitational competition, where we invite the suppliers to come and compete for the goods and services and construction we need. That is also aligned with the trade agreements. So 30,000 to 133,800 for goods and services, and 30,000 to 334,000 for construction services is where invitational competition will happen. Competition ensures that we are fair, transparent, and accountable. And then above that threshold, above the trade agreement threshold, CFTA threshold, which is 133,800 for goods and services, and then 334,400 for construction, we do open competition. Open competition we publicize, we put it on bids and tenders, and then we encourage the supplier community to come and bid for the requirements.
Thank you. Actually, I'm going to turn the chair over to Councillor Frank, if you don't mind.
Thank you. I have the chair and recognizing Councillor Roman.
Thank you, and through you. So just wanted to ask some further questions through the chair with respect to some of the changes in this procurement policy. There are a number of reports that we receive in this committee, but in all committees that relate to tenders. Do you foresee changes in the amount of reports that we will have coming forward based on the changes that are being proposed within this procurement policy?
Thank you to staff.
Thank you through the chair. You will see less reports coming for individual contract awards, but you will see more reports in terms of annual report and biannual report, which will be giving information on all the contracts award done publicly above the threshold, 133,800 for the goods and services and 334,000 for construction. We have incorporated biannual reports so that we can ensure that the public is aware. And then also for contract awards, as per our updated procurement policies, within 72 days of contract award, we have to publish it on our bids and tenders website. So again, stressing on the transparent, public, fair, transparent processes. That's what we are introducing. Thank you.
Councillor Roman.
Thank you. I appreciate that answer. I guess one of the questions I had is the annual and the biannual reporting. In my opinion, maybe it would be more helpful to see it quarterly, but again, I'm not sure based on what we normally see in our cycle. Right now, I feel like we receive a lot of these through our agenda packages right now, but if we were to go to a biannual or an annual report, my concern is that One, it makes for a meaty report at that time, but two, I'm maybe more comfortable with a quarterly version as we make this change, as we move forward. Is that something that was considered, or was this the only timeline, I guess, or outline that was provided or considered?
To staff?
Through the chair to committee, we were looking at the various best practices of our counterparts in other municipalities. And based on our current operations, we've been challenged, or it's taken some time to get the one annual report out. So we're thinking of, by introducing the semi-annual or biannual second report a year, we want to test the waters to see if our resources can handle that based on our existing capacity. However, throughout the procurement of goods and services policy, as you've experienced, we look to amend and adjust through each year. So we're introducing this as our first step through that reporting, through what committee and council will receive. If there's an appetite for more frequent reporting quarterly, we will certainly look to amend the policy at that time. But currently, right now, there's a lot of change happening, and we want to try to ensure that we're able to deliver on that change and being mindful of our existing capacity.
Counselor?
Thank you. I guess for me, that was one of the considerations as well, is that this procurement change feels like a lot of change for me, and I'm trying to make sure that I feel like I have enough information as this change goes forward. You mentioned that, through you, sorry, to staff, that you mentioned that there was available information on our bidding website to be able to see what's come through. Is there any thought of having alerts or something that go to council as well when those are awarded?
To staff?
Thank you through the chair. Alerts for each and every contract, or these biannual or within 6 months quarterly?
Counselor?
Thanks. I'm just thinking of a way that where we would normally have received a report, that we can still receive that information in a way that is effective to you not having to report it out, but that it would happen automatically. So I was just wondering if there is anything like that available.
To staff?
We can pull out the report. It's public information, so we can pull out the report, and then if required, we can arrange to send that information because it's available. The only thing, it's right now it's not automatic. Automatic alerts might not be possible right now, but then as we advance through our tools and templates and tech strategy, maybe in 2026, but won't be able to comment on automatic alerts right now. Thanks.
Counselor?
Thank you. And through you, my final question, just so I noticed that we did comparator data when it came to moving the threshold from 15,000 to 30,000. I'm just wondering if we did comparative data for the rest of the report to other comparable municipalities.
To staff?
Yes, we did for other sections as well.
Thank you. Those are my questions at this time. I think I'll leave this item for now and look at it a little bit more between now and council and just send some questions in as well. I will take, if you want.
Returning the chair back to you.
Thank you. I'll take the chair back. Councillor Pribble, go ahead.
Thank you. I do have a follow-up question, through the chair, to the staff now. I don't know if you dan compared to these changes, by how many reports on annual basis it would decrease. Have you done that or considered that, just for us to have an idea what would be the difference? Thank you.
Improvement in efficiency by 84%. So you will improvement in efficiency by 84%. You will see 84% less reports coming in through the council.
Councillor?
Thank you. And one more follow-up. In terms of these changes in terms of the 84%, did you add up, out of curiosity, the value, dollar value? What would this represent? Thank you.
To staff?
Thank you through the chair. No, uh, but that information can be provided if required.
Thank you. No more questions.
Councilor Purple?
I just remember one thing, a follow-up against through the chair. When I asked for the 84%, I wasn't thinking just in case. I was not thinking in terms of the efficiency, how much we are saving. I was thinking of the 84% if we calculate all these projects, the dollar value. I just want to make sure we had the same understanding. And I see a nod, so thank you very much.
Okay, looking for any other speakers on the items for consent? Okay, seeing none, I will open items 2.1 through 2.9.
Closing the vote, motion carries 5-0.
Okay, thank you. We have no scheduled items. So that takes us back to this item 2.10. This is the city county cost apportionment, agreement for Land Ambulance, Ontario Works Housing and Childcare amending agreement. So I will look for a mover and seconder for I'll look for a mover and seconder for all of the different parts of this motion, and then we'll separate out the vote. Councillor Frank and Councillor Hopkins. Any questions on this item? Councillor Hopkins, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment, Madam Chair, and I know it's been a number of years, 8 years, since the agreements have been updated, and I want to thank staff for the thorough review that you've done to update these agreements.
Thank you. Any final questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll look to vote on parts A, B, and C together, and then I'll call D separately.
Closing the vote, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. And then I'll look to call item D, and this is the item which Councillor Van Meerbergen has declared an interest.
Closing the vote, motion carries 4-0 with 1 recused.
Thank you. That takes us to our confidential items, and that is 6.1, a labor relations employee negotiation solicitor-client privilege advice. The reasons are in your agenda. Looking for a mover and a seconder to go in camera. Councillor Van Meerbergen, Councillor Frank, and we'll open that for vote.
Closing the vote, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. It'll just take us a moment. We'll stay right here.
Recording in progress.
Thank you. We're now back in our public session meeting. I will go to Councillor Frank to report out from our in-camera session.
Thank you. I'm pleased to announce that progress has been made for the item that we went in camera for.
Thank you. And with that, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Van Meerberg and Councillor Frank, and by hand, all in favor?
Motion carries.
Have a great day.